Hello, everyone. This is Andy at the property, and I'd like to welcome you to my show. Okay, so these videos will be posted on every Monday and Friday. So if you want to know more about Singapore property, do tune in to all our video posts, and I'm going to talk about the basically the information about Singapore property, what are probably the best buy in the market now, and information about generally on property purchase in Singapore. Okay, so today's topic we're going to talk about, right? Let me show you the topic I'm going to talk about today, and it's going to be basic information, basic investment knowledge on private property, and it's basically about apartments and condominium. Right, so there's actually a lot of information on private property, right, as an investment, and also, of course, at the same time, as a house for you to stay, right, for owner stay, owner occupied. So there's a few things I'm going to touch on. All right, basically is basically the ownership and also the different type of property. All right, so for private property itself, right, basically on apartments and condominiums. All right, so the basic thing about this property is actually the time, the tenure of the property. So basically, is there are property which are freehold, right? So freehold property means that perpetually you actually own the property. Okay, so that is basically you can actually pass on from generation to generation without worrying about the lease, depleting. Okay, then the other type, which is leasehold property, right? So leasehold property in Singapore, in fact, for residential property, there's actually 60-year lease as well. So there's one project over at Bukit Timah, right? So Upper Bukit Timah, there's actually a project, right, which is 60-year lease, right? So basically, there's only 60 years in the whole lease, right? And for the rest of the different type of lease will be from 99 years, right? There's also 103 years and 999, so 999, okay? And the other one will be probably the one that I know that has quite a number of years to a leasehold is 69. So that means 999. Okay, so 69 leasehold property. So you can actually find this 69 leasehold property over at Geylang district. So that district has quite a number of this kind of lease, all right, property, which to me is basically like freehold. Okay, so those properties started, the lease started from 1800s. All right, so you can actually check it out, or you want to know more about it, you can actually ask me about it. All right, so this is basically the lease is actually the tenure that you're able to own the property. Okay, so for apartments, there's strata apartments. So strata apartment basically is the ones that are smaller in development size. So it can range from maybe 10 units, right, up to maybe about 50 to 60 units, right, depending on the size of the land as well, right. So this type of property probably will have minimum this facility. So minimum facility means that maybe they only have a swimming pool and probably a very small gym, and plus a barbecue area, and of course the car park area as well. So these are smaller developments. And the bigger type of private property, which is condominium, will encompass more number of units. So basically units that are probably above 100, right, to the ones that are the biggest in Singapore is 1,000 over units. Okay, so 1,000 over units, that means 1,005. That kind of size will be humongous, with a lot of facilities, and also at the same time you will have features, in terms of water feature, gardens, nice serene, environment for you to actually, bring your family to walk around. So these are very huge condominiums, right? And this is something that is becoming more popular with people purchasing private property now. So there's also beside this, there's also apartments which are called walk-up apartments. So walk-up apartment, there's basically no lift, right? So you gotta walk up. That's why it's called walk-up apartment. So walk-up apartments is also the same time. It's also private property. It's privately owned, right? So depending on where is it, this is basically different district has got different number of apartments as well. So it's also very bare minimum. Maybe you pay a certain amount of conservancy to actually maintain the place, have a bit of, basically to pay for electricity and also maintenance of the place. So basically for all these apartments, private property in Singapore, all right, foreigners can purchase. All right, so basically who can purchase is Singaporean, foreigners, and PR, or permanent residents, right? Is there a requirement in terms of the number of unit maximum that you can actually purchase? The answer is no. So basically you can actually own as many units as you want, provided you pay the buyer stamp duty. So the buyer stamp duty, right, is based on the prevailing rates now at the moment. So if you're interested, you can actually check it out. So I'm not gonna mention the prevailing rates here, okay? So that because the rates will change, right? It has changed 2 times already. So basically, there's actually a buyer stamp duty when you buy more than one unit, all right? It's additional buyer stamp duty where you buy at more than one unit. Okay, so basically there's additional stamp duty on that. So, and of course at the same time there's also this buyer stamp duty itself will differ from foreigners, right, to PR to Singaporeans. So this the government measures to actually deter speculation, right? Speculation activity. So they want the property price to move up gradually and more on a stable kind of curve rather than it's like a balloon. That's people do. The government doesn't want balloon in terms of property prices to happen. It's also very risky as well. Okay, so in terms of the differences in terms of apartments and condominiums is basically straightforward. There's a lot more facilities, right, as compared to small apartment sizes, strata apartments. So condominium will definitely be bigger, and of course, you're expected to probably pay a bit more in terms of maintenance. But the good thing is because there's a lot of people and a lot of residents, you can actually, basically even out the number of amount that you actually pay for the maintenance. So this is very important because as the size of the development increases, the amount of facility there is it also increases. So basically, when you buy a private property, at this current moment there's a minimum requirement for you to actually hold the property for at least 3 years, right, without incurring extra seller stamp duty, right? So basically, if you sell the property when you purchase within 3 years, there's the specific amount of stamp duty percentage that you need to pay, okay, up to the time that finally the 3-year ends, then you do not need to pay the seller stamp duty. Okay, it's also based on prevailing rates as well. Okay, so when you buy the private property itself, right, when can you sell? Basically, you can sell it the moment that you actually receive the option. And of course, if you hold the property for maybe 1 year, you can sell. But the thing is, because there's an additional seller stamp duty, so you need to take that into consideration if you are looking at some profits. Okay, but if you have no choice but to sell, then that's beside the point already, right? So basically, it's in terms of private property for private apartments, right, and condominium. These are the basic investment knowledge you need to have. And of course, there's also things such as you got to take note is the different district, right? The different district itself will mean that the prices are different because it's not the core area of Singapore, or maybe it's a core area of Singapore, it would be higher. Okay, so take for example, District 9, 10, and 11, all right? Namely, these are the area that is nearest to Orchard, town itself, the CBD area, right? This area is the priciest in Singapore. Okay, so from Orchard area to Amoy area, all the way to Stevens, that area, and of course Bukit Timah. Bukit Timah is District 9, 10, combination of that. Okay, there's Bukit Timah area. So these are pretty high-end area. In fact, it's the highest end area in Singapore, where the prices can be pretty high. So the district itself is very much sought after by the very affluent people in Singapore. So this tend to be higher. And of course, there's places such as, for example, District 21, which is the outer skirt, right, of Bukit Timah. So these areas are slightly lower, but still pretty pricey as well. So these are inner core, core area as well, inner core area. Okay, and of course places like, for example, Tanglin area, District 03, these are on the fringe, right? So these are city fringe areas, which is also very expensive. And of course, as you go down to Lavender, these are the areas are also city fringe. So as you move out from the city center, it becomes cheaper, okay? But not necessarily if you move out vertically outwards that it becomes cheaper. Like for example, places such as East Coast area is also fairly expensive as well, right? Because that is near to the coast area. So a lot of people like sea view, and basically there's a lot of different kind of experience when you stay there. Okay, so this is also a very sought after area. So different district itself will give you different price, and there's a lot of consideration whether it's within your budget, how much are you looking for in terms of the size as well. So it varies accordingly. So if you have any further question on private property, you can always drop me a WhatsApp, or you can actually leave me a message over here, and I'll be able to help you on this, and of course give you further ideas on actually how to do private property investment. All right. So if you have any question, please feel free to do that. And I hope to see you soon. And if is this something that I passionately do to actually help my buyers and my clients, to actually have more information. Okay. So I hope you love this video and like and share, and I hope to see you soon. All right. This is Andy at the property, and bye bye. See you.